It's a truth we can't ignore. As the years tick by, our bodies change. One of the most significant yet often overlooked transformations is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength. This process, known scientifically as sarcopenia, can begin as early as our 30s and, really accelerates as we move past 50. It's a silent thief, quietly robbing us of our power, stability, and independence. You might notice it as a struggle to open a tight jar, difficulty rising from a low chair, or just a general feeling of being less robust than you once were. This isn't just about looking athletic, it's about maintaining the very essence of a vibrant, active life. Why does this matter so profoundly? Because our muscles are far more than just the engines that move our skeleton. They are fundamental to our metabolic health, helping to regulate blood sugar levels and manage our weight. Strong muscles protect our joints from injury and provide the stability we need to avoid dangerous falls, a risk that, honestly, grows alarmingly with age. Think of your muscular system as your body's armor and support structure, rolled into one. When it weakens, we become more vulnerable, not just to accidents, but to a cascade of other health issues that can severely diminish our quality of life and shorten our health span. The good news is that this decline is not an inevitable sentence. While we cannot halt the aging process entirely, we can certainly put up a formidable fight. We can significantly slow down muscle loss and even rebuild strength at any age. The usual suspects, like regular exercise and adequate protein, are rightly celebrated for their role in this battle. However, there are two unsung heroes in our nutritional arsenal that are absolutely critical for muscle function, yet are frequently misunderstood or neglected. I'm talking about two essential minerals, calcium and magnesium. Their partnership is the secret key to unlocking lasting strength and vitality. Understanding the specific jobs these minerals perform is the first step towards taking control. It's easy to think of calcium as purely a bone builder, but its role in our muscles is just as crucial. Similarly, magnesium is often overlooked, yet it is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions that keep our bodies running smoothly, especially when it comes to muscle relaxation and energy production. In the sections that follow, we will delve into the fascinating world of these two minerals, exploring how they work, what happens when we don't get enough, and, most importantly, how you can ensure your body is perfectly supplied to keep you strong, steady, and active for decades to come. When you hear the word calcium, your mind probably jumps straight to strong bones and healthy teeth. And you wouldn't be wrong. About 99% of the body's calcium is stored in our skeleton, providing its rigid framework. But that remaining 1%, circulating in our blood and soft tissues, plays an absolutely electrifying role. Think of calcium as the spark plug for your muscles. Every single time you decide to move, whether it's blinking an eye, lifting a shopping bag, or going for a run, it is calcium that relays the command from your nerves to your muscle fibers, triggering the contraction that creates movement. Without it, your muscles would simply not receive the signal to act. Here's how this remarkable process works in simple terms. When your brain sends a signal to a muscle, your nerve cells release calcium ions. These ions flood into the muscle cells, setting off a chain reaction that causes specialized proteins within the muscle fibers to latch onto each other and pull. This is the physical act of a muscle contracting. It's an intricate, lightning-fast dance that happens countless times a day without you ever having to think about it. But this process is entirely dependent on having a sufficient and readily available supply of calcium. It's the on switch for every physical action you take, from the beating of your heart to the wiggle of your toes. As we get older, our relationship with calcium changes. Our bodies become less efficient at absorbing it from the food we eat, and hormonal shifts, particularly in postmenopausal women, can further accelerate bone loss, which can impact the body's calcium reserves. This makes it even more critical to ensure a steady dietary intake. If your circulating calcium levels dip too low, your body will cleverly, but damagingly, draw it from your bones to ensure your vital muscles, like your heart, can continue to function. This maintains short-term muscle function at the long-term expense of skeletal strength, increasing the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Furthermore, calcium is not just about starting the movement, it's also involved in the repair process afterwards. Strenuous exercise causes tiny micro tears in our muscle fibers, which is a normal part of the strengthening process. Calcium plays a part in the complex signaling pathways that initiate the repair and rebuilding of these fibers, making them stronger than before. So, to ensure your muscles can not only fire on all cylinders but also recover and grow stronger, maintaining adequate calcium levels is non-negotiable. It truly is the master mineral for muscle action and resilience, particularly as the years advance. If calcium is the on switch for muscle contraction, then magnesium is the essential off switch. Its primary role in our muscles is to promote relaxation. After calcium has rushed in to make a muscle contract, magnesium steps in to actively pump the calcium out of the muscle cells. This allows the muscle fibers to release, lengthen, and relax. Without sufficient magnesium, calcium can linger in the muscle cells, leaving them in a state of partial contraction. This is why a deficiency in magnesium so often leads to those familiar and unwelcome feelings of muscle tightness, stiffness, cramping, and even uncontrollable twitching. It is the soothing balm that our hard-working muscles crave. Magnesium's importance extends far beyond just relaxation. It is a powerhouse mineral involved in over 300 essential enzyme systems throughout the body, many of which are directly related to energy production. It plays a pivotal role in the creation of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is the main source of energy for our cells. Every time your muscles contract and relax, they are using ATP. Therefore, having enough magnesium is crucial for maintaining your energy levels and stamina, both during exercise and in your daily life. If you often feel fatigued or find your energy flagging, a lack of magnesium could be a contributing factor, as your body is struggling to produce the fuel it needs. This incredible mineral also contributes to muscle health by aiding protein synthesis. This is the process by which your body uses amino acids from the food you eat to build and repair tissues, including your muscles. After a workout, when your muscles have undergone stress and minor damage, magnesium helps facilitate the repair process that ultimately makes them stronger. It works hand in hand with protein to ensure that your efforts in the gym or on the walking trail translate into real gains in strength and resilience. A deficiency can hamper this recovery process, leaving you feeling sore for longer and slowing your progress. Finally, magnesium is a natural calcium channel blocker. This means it directly competes with calcium for entry into cells, helping to maintain a healthy and delicate balance. This is a crucial protective mechanism. When magnesium levels are adequate, it helps prevent an excess of calcium from flooding the muscle cells, which can lead to overstimulation, cramping, and even calcification of soft tissues over time. In essence, magnesium acts as the guardian at the gate, ensuring that calcium does its job of contracting the muscle and then is promptly escorted out so the muscle can relax and recover. This elegant partnership is fundamental to smooth, pain-free movement. The human body is remarkably adept at signaling when something is amiss, and a deficiency in either calcium or magnesium is no exception. The symptoms can be subtle at first, but can escalate if not addressed, impacting both your physical performance and your overall sense of well-being. For magnesium, the early warning signs are often directly related to its role in muscle relaxation and nerve function. You might experience persistent muscle twitches, particularly around the eyes or in the calves, or suffer from painful cramps, either during the night or following physical activity. A general feeling of weakness, fatigue, or lethargy that seems disproportionate to your efforts can also be a red flag. As a magnesium deficiency becomes more pronounced, the symptoms can become more systemic and concerning. You might notice a loss of appetite, nausea, or even changes in your personality, such as increased anxiety or irritability. Because magnesium is vital for regulating nerve impulses, a significant shortfall can lead to abnormal heart rhythms, or arrhythmias, which can feel like a fluttering or racing heart. For athletes and active individuals, a lack of magnesium can severely hamper performance, leading to premature fatigue, reduced power output, and a prolonged recovery time between sessions. It can be the invisible barrier holding you back from reaching your fitness goals. A calcium deficiency, known as hypocalcemia, can also manifest in muscular symptoms, although it is less common from diet alone due to the body's large bone reservoir. However, when it does occur, it can cause muscle cramps, spasms, and a general sense of achiness. More uniquely, you might experience numbness or tingling sensations in your fingertips, toes, and around your mouth. In the long term, the most significant consequence of insufficient calcium intake is, of course, the weakening of your bones. Your body prioritizes maintaining blood calcium for muscle and nerve function, so it will relentlessly steal it from your skeleton, leading to osteopenia and eventually osteoporosis, dramatically increasing fracture risk. It's crucial to recognize that these symptoms are not exclusively the domain of older adults. Young people, particularly athletes who lose minerals through sweat, and individuals with certain dietary restrictions or digestive conditions that impair nutrient absorption, are also at risk. The modern diet, often high in processed foods and low in mineral-rich whole foods, can leave many people falling short. Ignoring these signals, dismissing cramps as normal or fatigue as just a part of a busy life, means missing an opportunity to correct an underlying imbalance that could have significant long-term consequences for your muscle health, bone density, and overall vitality. In the world of nutrition, synergy is everything. Certain nutrients work far more effectively as a team than they do in isolation, and the relationship between calcium and magnesium is a prime example of this powerful partnership. They are often described as two sides of the same coin when it comes to muscle health. As we've explored, calcium is the mineral of contraction. It tenses and fires up the muscle. Magnesium is the mineral of relaxation. It soothes and releases the muscle. One cannot function optimally without the other. An imbalance with too much of one and not enough of the other can disrupt this delicate physiological dance. Imagine a car with a faulty accelerator and no brake. That's what your muscles would be like with plenty of calcium but insufficient magnesium. The constant go signal from calcium would not be properly counteracted by magnesium's calming influence, leading to a state of chronic tension. This can manifest as persistent muscle tightness, spasms, and cramps. Conversely, if you had an excess of magnesium without enough calcium, you could experience symptoms of muscle weakness or lethargy, as the contraction signal would be dampened. The body strives for homeostasis, a state of perfect equilibrium, and the calcium to magnesium ratio is a critical part of that. This balance is also vital for your cardiovascular system. Your heart, after all, is a muscle, the most important one you have. It contracts and relaxes with every beat, a process governed by this same mineral duo. Calcium stimulates the heart muscle to beat, while magnesium helps it relax between beats, allowing the chambers to refill with blood. An imbalance in this ratio has been linked to an increased risk of high blood pressure and irregular heart rhythms. Ensuring you have adequate amounts of both minerals in the correct proportion is therefore not just about your skeletal muscles. It's fundamental to maintaining a healthy, steady heartbeat throughout your life. For decades, the nutritional focus was heavily skewed towards calcium, primarily for bone health, with magnesium often treated as an afterthought. This has led to a situation where many people consume high levels of calcium, sometimes through fortified foods and supplements, without paying attention to their magnesium intake. This can inadvertently worsen a magnesium deficiency by increasing the body's demand for it to balance the high calcium load. The ideal dietary ratio is generally considered to be around 2 parts calcium to 1 part magnesium. Achieving this balance through a varied whole food diet is the best strategy for supporting the harmonious function of your muscles, nerves, and heart. The most effective and enjoyable way to ensure you're getting enough calcium and magnesium is by building a diet rich in whole, unprocessed foods. Let's start with calcium. While dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are famously high in this mineral, there are plenty of excellent non-dairy sources too. Dark leafy greens such as kale, collard greens, and spinach are fantastic choices. Canned fish with edible bones like sardines and salmon provide a brilliant 2-for-1 of calcium and omega-3 fatty acids. Other great sources include fortified plant milks like almond, soy, or oat, along with tofu made with calcium sulfate, almonds, and seeds like sesame and chia. Variety is key to ensure you're getting a broad spectrum of nutrients alongside your calcium. When it comes to magnesium, think green and grainy. This mineral is a key component of chlorophyll, the pigment that makes plants green, so leafy green vegetables are once again at the top of the list. Spinach, Swiss chard, and kale are all magnesium powerhouses. Nuts and seeds are also exceptionally rich. Just a small handful of almonds, cashews, or pumpkin seeds can provide a significant portion of your daily needs. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, and brown rice, along with legumes such as black beans and lentils, are other reliable sources. And for a truly enjoyable magnesium boost, high-quality dark chocolate with over 70% cocoa is a surprisingly excellent source. The recommended daily intake for adults is generally around 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium and about 320 to 420 milligrams of magnesium. However, certain groups may have higher needs. Older adults, particularly postmenopausal women, may require more calcium to offset bone loss. Athletes and those who exercise intensely lose minerals, especially magnesium, through sweat and may need to consciously replenish their stores. If you find it difficult to meet these needs through diet alone, perhaps due to dietary restrictions, a poor appetite, or an absorption issue, a supplement may be a sensible option, but it should be discussed with a doctor or registered dietitian first. If you do opt for supplements, form matters. For calcium, look for calcium citrate, which is generally better absorbed, especially by older adults, and can be taken without food. For magnesium, forms like magnesium glycinate or citrate are known for their high bioavailability, and are less likely to cause the laxative effect associated with other forms like magnesium oxide. Remember, supplements are meant to a healthy diet, not replace it. Focusing first on stocking your kitchen with these mineral-rich foods is the most holistic and effective strategy for building a foundation of lifelong muscle health and strength. While we have focused heavily on the direct roles of calcium and magnesium within the muscle fibers, the story of muscle health doesn't end there. True recovery and growth happen when we are at rest, and this is where magnesium reveals another of its superpowers: its profound impact on our sleep and stress levels. Quality sleep is arguably the most important factor for muscle repair, hormonal regulation, and overall physical and mental restoration. During the deep stages of sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which is critical for repairing the tiny tears in your muscles caused by exercise and daily activity, leading to increased strength and mass. Magnesium plays a direct role in preparing your body and mind for this crucial restorative period. It helps to regulate neurotransmitters that promote calmness and reduce anxiety, effectively quieting the nervous system. One of these is GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, a neurotransmitter that has a calming effect, helping to slow down brain activity and allow you to drift off to sleep. By binding to and stimulating GABA receptors, magnesium can help reduce the time it takes to fall asleep and can improve sleep quality, leading to fewer nighttime awakenings. A body that is deficient in magnesium may struggle to wind down, leading to restless nights and poor recovery. Beyond sleep, magnesium is also a key player in managing our body's stress response. When we are stressed, our adrenal glands release cortisol, the primary stress hormone. This process uses up a significant amount of magnesium. If we are chronically stressed and our magnesium levels are already low, it can create a vicious cycle. Stress depletes magnesium, and low magnesium levels can make us more reactive to stress. By helping to regulate the stress response system, adequate magnesium intake can promote a greater sense of calm and resilience, preventing cortisol levels from becoming chronically elevated, which can otherwise lead to muscle breakdown and fat storage. Therefore, ensuring you have enough magnesium is a holistic strategy for muscle health. It not only works directly on the muscle fibers to facilitate relaxation and energy production, but also works indirectly by enhancing the two most important conditions for recovery: deep sleep and a calm nervous system. By supporting better sleep and a more balanced stress response, magnesium creates the ideal internal environment for your muscles to repair, rebuild, and grow stronger. So, when you are eating your spinach or almonds, know that you are not just feeding your biceps. You are nourishing your brain and paving the way for a more restful, restorative night, which is the final crucial piece of the puzzle for lifelong strength.